Well, guys, I was going to go testing at Shadyside yesterday, but unfortunately it rained out. So I want to make a couple more passes on this car from the small changes that I made previously before running Salem. We did do well there, and that video is going to be out not today because I don't have probably not this week. Maybe Saturday or something like that. Maybe Friday, Saturday. We'll get that video out from this past weekend. I did win the small tire shootout Friday, and we had the car to beat Saturday, but I got disqualified. I had the car to beat in small tire Saturday, but I got disqualified for a little bit of drippage of some brake clean and stuff like that that's seeped out of the belly pan because it is riveted. But we're going to get into that here shortly. I did come in third place in big tire, and I came in third place in small tire as well Saturday. But we're racing South Mountain, Pennsylvania on May 13th, and that's a front side event. So I want to make it out to Shadyside or Mooresville Dragway, one of those two places, probably Thursday if the weather holds off, just to make a couple hits on a front side surface that's like just a faster surface with the changes that I made on the car. I'm 99% sure it's going to work just fine, but you just don't know, and that's $13,000 a win or something like that. And we're going to have a good car for that one. So do a little bit of maintenance today, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. That's all good. So 13th is South Mountain in Pennsylvania, southern Pennsylvania, southeast Pennsylvania. 20th, if I get in the money, at South Mountain, we'll probably head up to Porio and Puddle up in Michigan. That's a long trip, especially with the race after that being back down in South Carolina, Union, South Carolina, Clifton's race. $25,000 on the line, and Straight Gangster's a pretty good car for that one. And then the week after that, we have to go all the way up into Indiana, June 2nd and 3rd for War in the Woods. So guys, I can basically say 100% we're going to have Straight Gangster merchandise for War in the Woods, but we should also have Straight Gangster merchandise for the big one, 150 cars probably, at Union, South Carolina. That's a Friday, Saturday event, Union, South Carolina, Union Dragway. So we're going to get a little bit of work done on Straight Gangster today. I got it up on my lift, working outside. It's a little bit cloudy, but I don't think it's going to rain today. And if I got to, I'll go put a tarp over Straight Gangster tonight. But probably just do a couple of things. Pull the belly pan off, clean that out, do an oil change. Probably pull the headers off because two of the header bolts are the threads aren't all that great. So I got a Healy coil kit in the trailer. We'll probably drill and Healy coil it. We might have to take the front end off to get the drill in there to put a Healy coil in it. But yeah, I'm just gonna get after it. I don't have a tripod out here, so the video is gonna be a little bit sporadic. But I'm gonna crawl underneath the car right now, pull the belly pan off, and catch you up. Well, guys, don't mind this video too much. It's a little bit rough edited and stuff like that because I'm down here in North Carolina by myself, and you wouldn't necessarily believe it with the hat that I'm wearing and the jacket and all that stuff, but it's cooling off here a little bit. And don't judge my hillbilly rope light setup too much. This is where Straight Gangster got built. Now it's got a couple wins under its belt, quite a few semifinals, been in the money a few times now, so it's a pretty good car. But coming up in the next couple weeks, we have, I'm going to rattle them off for you. Not this coming weekend. In 2 weekends, the plan is to race South Mountain in southern Pennsylvania. Then the weekend after that, depending on how I'm feeling / if we get in the money, we'll more than likely go to Detroit Hood TV's Porio and Puddle. But that's all the way up in Michigan. So from southeast Pennsylvania to Michigan, it's a little bit of a ride. That's a lot of fuel money. So, but we have a good car that's competitive there, so I don't know. We'll have to see how the cards play out. But the weekend after that, we're going to be down in Union, South Carolina. That's a backside race, and we were just at a backside race over the weekend with the car, or airport race, and the car's pretty good on the backside. So that's $25,000 to win. So we're going to be there no matter what. Union, South Carolina. Then the following weekend after that, June 2nd and 3rd is War in the Woods, Brown County Dragway, big one. Registration opens tomorrow for that one. So Tuesday. So I'm filming this on Monday. Pardon with me because, you know, I got to work, edit, blah, 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 all myself. So Tuesday is War in the Woods registration, and we're hoping to get in on that. They're doing 100 small tire cars there. Weekend after that is June, that'd be 9th and 10th. I think June 10th is Magnolia, Ohio, and either right before, probably right after Union, South Carolina. I'll probably head up to Ohio, and I'll start working on the prison bus conversion that's sitting up there. Probably start working on that. But between War in the Woods and Magnolia, Ohio, we'll probably spend the week focusing on the bus conversion if all goes as well. After that, I'm not exactly sure. But that's a tentative schedule coming up. But right now, we got 2 front side races, and we need all the boost that we can get. I got a couple little boost leaks that I got to fix here. The throttle body, I got to pull that off and reseal it. Do a couple other things. So that's what I'm going to get busy at this evening. I'm also going to pull the headers off. Probably going to pull the headers off, pull the front end off, and reseal the headers. And there's a couple threads on the header bolts that aren't the best. So we're going to probably Healy coil those. So that's going to be the job for today, this evening, and I'll probably finish it up in the morning. So guys, here's the top piece of the manifold. It's just a homemade deal, and it was warped pretty bad in the Dirty 30 fire, and I actually rolled this piece over a acetylene bottle in the garage, but I should probably take the GoPro mount off. But you can see here, there's no tracer marks here, so I don't believe this flange was leaking. That looks all fine. Don't mind. I think this stuff right here, it's over the opening anyway, so it is what it is, right? I'm gonna weld this up though, but you can see how this is all welded in here, and you can see that the aluminum's a little bit funny looking. That's just from the methanol and stuff like that. But I did weld the whole inside of this as well as when I built it. The reason for that is there's a reason why barrels of fuel or oil or whatever are round and not square. These rounded edges here help keep the pressure and help keeping these things from splitting. Even if your weld is perfect, a 90-degree weld and a rolled edge like this helps distribute the pressure from the joint itself. So I'm gonna go weld a bead along here because that's a 90-degree edge there, and I'll probably weld here too, and clean it all up first, of course. Treat it up with some cleaner so I can weld this, and then clean this all down, and then we're gonna reseal this. We'll probably do that tonight, but I don't know for sure, but it looks like there's a crack in here, so I'm probably going to of course it doesn't look like much now because there's not 25 pounds of pressure in here, but 30 pounds of boost, whatever it may be. Probably 35 at War in the Woods here, but maybe not that much, but we're gonna have the mile an hour pretty good there. So I need to make sure all this stuff is sealed up. So I'm probably gonna go through and clean all this off, take all the paint off, weld up the outside, and then weld up the inside as well to make sure that's a rounded edge in there, and that's not gonna leak. I forgot about my GoPro mount. Tick welding problems. Well, guys, I melted up the what's called on the GoPro, so I decided it's probably better to do some less technical work. So I'm chopping up some pig mats here to shape them up to fit the belly pan. The belly pan I tack welded and went through it all, and then I seam sealed it all because even though there wasn't much oil there, it still cost me $4,000, and I'm quite confident in that. And I can't leave Maddie and the baby at home for a week to go out racing, try to make some money, and have something like that cost us that much money. So that's what we do for a living. We're decent at it. We have all the potential to make it happen, but yeah, something like that. That one stings a little bit. So I'm going through here before I go and punch out for the night. It's probably about midnight now, 1 o'clock in the morning. Before I punch out for the night, I gotta finish these up, get them done. I welded up the intake. It was a little bit thin. The flange that I bought, I purchased a flange to do the throttle body, there wasn't just a lot of meat up there. So I put a couple beads of weld over the top of it and raised that up a little bit. So I'm gonna have to check that. I actually did check that. I got a good piece of aluminum that was machined it flat, and I checked it 45 top, bottom, so on and so forth. And I filed it down and got it pretty freaking close. And then I use right stuff, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. Right now, it's chopping time, I guess. So I don't know. Boom. Well, guys, it's not the prettiest. I'll probably clean it up before I mount it on the car. But at the end of the day, shine she may, run she must. It ain't the prettiest thing, but I added probably about an 1/8 inch of material up there to give a little bit more sealing surface. Up there. I built it up quite a bit because this flange that I bought, there just didn't have much material up there. So it's on there. Once we put right stuff all around there, it's gonna seal up pretty freaking good. And then here's the belly pans for the back of the car and up front. Got some new pig mats in there. Here's a little project that Tom at Flying Hammer here is working on. He did the roll pan, ladder, built new taillight panels for it. They did a roof rack, but that's out at powder coat right now. Mirror brackets. The formed visor is going to be pretty cool. I don't know if they're going to powder coat that or just do satin aluminum in here or however they're going to do it. But that piece right up there, that's our all formed aluminum. And then there's a bottom lip around here too that's all formed aluminum. Just so that air doesn't get up into it and start wobbling it. So pretty cool. And you can see, you can't really see in the video, but the rivets even line up with the factory rivets on this old bread truck. It's a pretty cool little deal here. But getting back to the video, appreciate you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment below. I appreciate all that stuff. All that stuff really helps. Even if you're not in a position to purchase some merchandise or something like that, a like and subscribe really helps us out. So guys, as I'm going through here and I'm taking the headers off to reseal them up and fix a couple of the header bolt holes, I'm going to talk about a couple things. So we run these are Tile V60 wastegates. These are actually from the stretchy truck. Then they were on the Dirty 30. They went through the fire, so they're not the prettiest things, but all we had to do was replace the diaphragms in them, and we're still running them. But when I orientate my lines and stuff like that, when I'm building a car, a lot of people don't do this, and I've seen it cause a whole lot of problems. That when I do these lines, I'm making sure that this line can't physically go here, and this line can't physically go here, because, you know, the way the boost control works, and this isn't a boost control video, so I'm not going to go into depth about it, but you can't, if these lines, there's a diaphragm in here. If this line's here and this line's here, your boost control is all screwed up, and I've seen a lot of people lose races because they're using push lock fittings, which aren't necessarily the worst deal, but this is definitely a good upgrade right here. By doing that, it makes it so that these two lines can't be backwards, and your boost control has one less fail point in it for your dome control settings and your boost control. These are just BorgWarner S400s. They're not big turbos. This motor could probably use some 88s on it, but these are just some 82 millimeter turbos. Just bone stock BorgWarner S400s, and they got Tile V-bands on them, but I did lean up against it with my hoodie, so it's got some markings on there, but it is what it is. You can still see the friggin' optic armor from the Dirty 30 fire on here. Maybe it's just a remembrance of the crap we've had to go through to get to where we are today. So guys, we can see a little bit of a tracer right here. This is all pretty clean here. That one's all pretty clean there. And we can see a little bit of a tracer right here. Well, you see this stud right here? That one's starting to pull out. And you can see right here, this one's starting to pull out. I marked them with a black Sharpie just before I pulled them off. I went to tighten up the nuts a little bit, and it started pulling out a little bit. I knew one of them was loose, so I knew this one was loose. I didn't know this one was loose, so when I started tightening them up, I marked them with a Sharpie, so I know I got to put a Healy coil in this one helicoil on this one, and then get rid of those leaks, and we'll have all of our back pressure back. So guys, here we are. I helicoiled this one already, and we're about to do this one here. So with the helicoil kit, there's a kit I just bought off of, I think it was Amazon actually, but it's a pretty decent kit. So of course you got your drill, your tap, and your threader for whatever size this is. So this has metric and it has standard. So we're using a 3/8/16. The studs that we use, they're 3/16 cores, and then fine thread on this side, and then just double nut the threads on this side to undo it. So normally I run a 7/16 12-point head. Woo! 7/16 12-point head on there, but yeah, not all the time. So drill this out. This is not like a 3/8 drill bit. This is a specialty size drill bit to fit the tap here. And this is not a normal size tap either. This is a specific tap that's whatever thread this is. I'm not even sure what thread the helicoil is, but yeah. I'm gonna go through here, drill this out until it stops, because it is solid at the end. So stop, then clean that out. Then we got some cutting oil here, and put it on the tap. And with aluminum, you want to go back and forth a little bit, because aluminum will gall up. So work it a little bit, back it off, work it a little bit, back it off, take it out, clean off the tap, put some more oil on it, run it through. So as you can see, it was leaking right there because this one wasn't super tight. So let's see if I can get in there. You can see it's cleaned out there. You can still see that dark mark in there. That dark mark means, you know, I wasn't pushing too hard. When it stopped, it stopped. So we're gonna go through here and we're gonna oil up the tap and run the tap through there. All right, guys, you can see the taper on this deal. It's not like a finishing tap where the end of it is squared off. So you gotta go make sure you go deep enough so that when this goes in here, right? This right here, boom, boom. Let's line this up the way it goes in there, right? You need to be at least on this setup here, you need be about 3 or 4 threads from the end to get full engagement. Like here, you could probably get away with about 4 or 5 threads from the end. Yeah, about right there. So you gotta be about 4 ends from the end to get this fully in here, because you could see the taper starting right here down to the end. Now, ideally you wanna start this as square as possible. Ideally it's perfectly square, but the tap will center itself in the hole as long as you guide it properly, because you could go at 3/16 of an inch, almost a 1/4 inch, before the tap will center itself, as long as you're not totally screwing up the process here, or you use the wrong size drill bit. Now there are times when you screw up a drill bit, and we're not going to talk about that, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But you can use dial calipers and get the closest drill bit to the right size. Now that that's in there, you can see the threads for the helicoil. Now we're gonna run the helicoil in there, and I'll stop the video real quick and then we'll start it again. Well guys, I'm trying to do this a little bit difficult, but this mounts in here, boom, just like that. And that little centerpiece there, ooh, lines in there just like that. Now we're gonna throw this in there. It's hard to do this like this, but we're gonna get it going. It's going in there. Now we're gonna run in there basically until it stops. I'm right-handed, but I'm feeling pretty uncoordinated right now. But we're gonna run this in there until it's, you gotta make sure it's past the center there, okay? And then once it's fully in there and stopped, you get some tension on it. Once it's in there, okay? I went a little deep on that one. You can see it's recessed in there a little bit, but you go in there and you gotta snap the sucker off. I'm gonna have to go in there, but you whack in there and send that break off the bottom. Now that these are fully in there, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna clean off the stud here with some brake clean or whatever, and then we're gonna Loctite it, shove it up in there, and once it sets, we'll be good to put the header back on. I'm time to do this side here, and you can see how clean the exhaust ports are for the most part. Tom here at Flying Hammer, he brought these over to Wally Stroop's place. Wally Stroop is a prominent pro mod builder, very high-end car builder, but he has a 3 or 4 foot long belt sander to get these nice and flat. Putting them in a mill, it's a lot to jig them up and stuff like that. But you can see right here, we had an exhaust leak here, and it was a major one. So you can see some of the threads here. They weren't, they're not in the best shape. So we're gonna have to drill and tap this one right here. You can see it was pulling out, and so we're gonna have to drill and tap that, clean all this off, because combustion stuff is dirty. So we're gonna clean that all up, scrape all the RTV off, wipe the whole thing down, then brake clean it, and go through the same process, then slap her back together. Well, guys, don't judge too bad. It is just about time for bed. But thank you everyone for liking and subscribing. I'm gonna try to get out another video, maybe Thursday before I head out racing or something like that. Going over the final stuff. But make sure you check out the hustlinghorsepower.com website. Keep an eye out for that. We're gonna try to have the new Straight Gangster pre-orders open here within the next week or so, and they are pre-orders. The artist is working on the design now, and our t-shirt people should be printing those up shortly. We are restocked with the Screw It shirts and the All-American Hustler shirts. So guys, I appreciate everyone that's supporting us on this journey. I've been talking about a couple of things, or thinking about a couple of things, but maybe I'll save that for another video. Guys, I appreciate everyone that likes and subscribes and supports your All-American Hustlers. Hope to see you guys at the racetrack. Let us know what racetrack we're going to see you at next. War in the Woods, we got in. We're locked into that deal. That's going to be a good one, June 2nd and 3rd. Then, week before that, May 27th, Union, South Carolina, May 13th. May 13th, South Mountain. Then June 10th, I'm jumping around a little bit here. Sorry, guys, I'm tired. June 10th is Magnolia that we're probably going to be racing. So, guys, if you have any parts also up in the Ohio area, Indiana area, to do the prison bus conversion, we need just about everything, including a high-efficiency refrigerator. Yeah, basically everything to do a conversion. Let me know. Shoot me an email at hustlinghorsepower@yahoo.com with prices and description of what you have. I appreciate it, guys. See you soon.